What the black man and woman needs to know about the nation, about the world, about themselves. Muhammad Speaks It. To order your 12-issue subscription to Muhammad Speaks newspaper, 313-371-7033. 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Muhammad Speaks presents Messenger Elijah Muhammad's Teachings by Minister Khalil Shabazz every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, 12609 East McNichols Road in Detroit.
Brother, sister, rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, He alone do we serve, and He alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray have they heard thy teachings. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu alaikum. We have Brother Yusuf Hakeem from Oklahoma. We have Brother Mustafa and Sister Sharice Ali from Ohio. We have Sister Patricia Muhammad from Chicago. We have Brother Abdul Ali from Maryland. And we have Brother Abdul Ali from Tampa. We have Brother John Ali from Chicago. We have Brother Rahman and Brother Dewan from Detroit. And we have Brother Muta Kabir from New Jersey. Like I said, in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Today, we like to talk about the white man's disease and the birth of the pig. That's what we want to talk about today. Because today we have, this brother is the Surgeon General, and this is President Trump. And if we just listen to the news, we'll think that the white man or that the black man was prone to disease. Because the way they portraying this coronavirus thing to us, it makes it seem like we the germ catcher. Like we the ones who catching all the disease. But we want to talk about some history. Because the messenger says that history is best qualified to reward our research. And this is a documentary that they have on National Geographic. And it's called Guns, Germs, and Steel. And this documentary was based on a book that was written by Jared Diamond. In this book, or in this documentary done by the National Geographic, it talks about how the white race ruled by using guns, germs, and steel. Because germs have been the way that the white man rules land that he takes. It's through germs. It's because he is the one who prone to germs and catching diseases. So this is the way. Catching diseases by other people is the way the white man steal land and how he occupy your land. Is by germs. So the messenger taught us in How to Eat to Live. It says, know the truth about the flesh of the swine. The messenger says in an early chapter of this book, I told you how Allah taught me about the birth of the swine. and that this animal was made only for the whites, because theirs is a grafted race. They were made weaker physically through the man from whom they came, the black man. Since the body of the grafted is weaker than the original body, it will be easier for them to attract germs than the original man. You should not argue with me about this, because all of the diseases that trouble us today, from social diseases to cancer, came from the white race one way or another. All praise is due to Allah. This is the purpose of the hog. It was made for medical purposes for the white race, because they are a grafted people, and they was made weaker than the original man. So the white man is a walking sore. The whole white race, they attract germs. So the hog or the pig was made for medical purposes for the white race. So we can go on even further with history. And this is an article, or even if you Google it, it says, what diseases did Europe bring to Africa? It says these diseases include measles, TB, and smallpox from cattle related to cowpox, influenza, and whooping cough from pigs and dogs. Malaria, which kills most Africans today, crossed from chickens and ducks. And this article is called Colonial Masters Brought Infectious Diseases to Africa. Because we want to use history to back up what the messenger says. Yes, sir. Right. Because we love the devil. And if we don't hear it from the white man first, we won't believe it. Yes, because all of this stuff that's happening with this coronavirus, the messenger said, I will be the winner whether I'm living or dead. That's right. That's what he said. All praise is due to Allah. He said you can accept it or reject it. Because all of this that we suffering as black people from this coronavirus ain't got nothing to do with us not socially, what they call it, social distance and all this nonsense. The reason why we struggling because we reject divine guidance. Yes, right. That's why we struggling. It ain't got nothing to do with the stuff this devil talking about. But we're not telling you not to take the precautions. Right. We're not telling you not to wear your face mask when you go out in public. Right. We're not telling you to wear your gloves and stay in the house. But the reason why the black man is getting all of these diseases or is suffering from this is because we reject divine guidance. It ain't nothing that the white man telling us not to do now that the messenger wasn't already telling us to do 40 years ago. Telling us to stay away from the white man. Telling us to build our own hospitals. Telling us to farm. Telling us separation is the best and only solution. All praise is due to Allah. That's why the messenger say, I'm going to be the winner whether I'm living or dead. Because he told us that the word ain't going to be enough. Because he talked about the dry bones. And he talked about how the winds had to come to bring the bones together. We ain't just going to take the word. It's going to have to be some wind that's going to have to come to the dry bones. Now, we don't know exactly what this corona thing is. It could be one or two things. One, it could be a plague from Allah on the devil. Yes, sir. Could be. Right. Number two, it could be something that the white man made up to give to the black man. Right. Who knows? Right. But the fact of the matter remains. Those of us who follow the message are going to continue to follow it the same way. That's right. All praise is due to Allah. Right. The coronavirus don't change nothing for us. That's right. We just get to stay in the house a little longer than we usually do. Stay off from work. Right. I ain't used to all this, staying home from work like this. But ain't nothing else changed or nothing different. We don't socialize with the white man. Right. We don't trust him. Right. We don't know what this thing is, but we know he a liar. Right. So we don't believe none of all this social distancing, trying to use an excuse to have a black man sick or spread this disease among the black man. That's how a Muslim feel. Yes, I don't care what the devil say. Yes, this devil is a walking sword. Right. Talking about the black man getting this disease, talking about stop drinking alcohol. Yes, stop smoking tobacco. When the white man is the biggest hog eater in the world. Yes. The white man is the biggest liquor consumer in the world. Yes. He the one who taught us to drink in moderation. It's the devil. Right. The The devil is the one that taught the black man how to smoke cigarettes.
Right. Yes, sir.
Now he can mock us because we reject divine guidance.
Right. Yes, sir.
Now he can mock us and say, niggas, stop smoking cigarettes.
Yes, sir.
Niggas, stop drinking. The same thing the messenger was telling you to do.
That's right.
Now I'm telling you, nigga, stop doing that, nigga. So we can pass our virus on you because you reject divine guidance.
Yes, sir.
So we can go on even further about this spreading of disease. You can also go on Google. It says, what diseases do European settlers bring to America? It says these diseases brought to this continent by the Europeans include bubonic plague, chickenpox, pneumatic plague, chloria, diphtheria, influenza, measles, scarlet fever, smallpox, typhus, tuberculosis, and whooping cough. That's all this devil brought to America.
Yes, sir.
This walking sword.
Right.
Yes.
This man that Allah had to graft a pig for medical purpose for this devil.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Because everywhere the devil went, when he left out of the cave, he was spreading diseases.
Yes, sir.
And the original man is not prone to all of these diseases. We're not used to all of this.
Right.
So when the white man come among us, we catch them diseases from him.
Yes.
Right. Yes, sir.
That's what the messenger taught us.
That's right.
Because now that we got all of this time on our hands as Muslims, go and read all of the stuff that the messenger taught us about the white man.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go read over the how to eat to live.
Yes, sir.
Go back and read over them lessons.
Yes, sir.
Go read in the message to the black man, the making of the devil,
Right. Yes, sir.
and what the messenger taught us about the devil.
Yes, sir.
And if we would have been teaching that all along, ain't no way this devil could be running this game on us about this spreading of diseases.
Right.
Because the messenger taught us about crafting of the white man.
Yes.
Taught us he was weaker.
Right.
Weak bone, weak blood, and stale face.
Right. That's right.
So the messenger taught us about the white man. He ain't never say nothing good about the white man. So if we would be teaching this Islam the way it's supposed to be taught, the black man would have some type of defense.
Yes.
Right.
Will see the messenger in a different light.
Yes.
And see the white man in a different light.
Yes, sir.
But not since we don't teach that kind of Islam. Black people still believing in the white man.
Right.
How is this devil gonna tell you catching a disease because you ain't social distancing? When he spread diseases on us,
Right.
Yes.
coming out of the cave,
That's right.
the caveman's history.
Yes.
That's the history that the messenger taught us about this devil.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Crawling around on all fours.
Yes, sir.
Didn't even know how to cook his food.
That's right.
Climbing trees, monkeys come from them.
Yes, sir.
This their history. Now this caveman gonna tell the original man you catching a disease because you ain't social distancing.
Yes, sir.
The black man, the original man, the God,
Right.
catching the disease because we ain't social distancing. Now this devil posting all of these pictures or all of these videos on YouTube showing the black man not social distancing. And we think the white man ain't social distancing. They had them spring break college students all on the beach.
That's right.
The white man got this opium that they are addicted to right now. They just not had an epidemic of opium. Now the Surgeon General gonna tell you, the black man, stop using drugs. Stop drinking. We should have stopped drinking anyway.
That's right.
But the fact of the matter is, this disease ain't got nothing to do with all that. Once again, we're not telling you not to stop social distancing. We're not telling you not to stay at home. Take all the precautions of the white man.
Yes, sir.
But know that he a devil.
Right.
All praise is due to Allah. The white man used diseases as a weapon.
Yes.
Right.
All you got to do is Google different continents. Google the white man in South America. Google the white man in Africa, the white man in the Philippines, the white man in Australia, the white man in North America.
Yes, sir.
Anywhere you find this devil, he's spreading diseases.
Yes, sir.
And he using it as a weapon.
That's right.
So what's different about the coronavirus? What's different about this? What's crazy about this coronavirus, especially for Muslims, is they say that when you catch this coronavirus, they don't even let your family members come see you.
Right. Yes, sir.
So imagine all these Muslims who've been hating on Allah. You've been ignoring Allah.
Yes, sir.
You've been helping a hypocrite lie on Allah. And you catch.
Yes, sir.
And the only one you can call on now is Allah.
Yes,
right.
sir.
You can't call on your wife.
That's right.
You can't call on your mama. You can't call on your kids. The only one you can call on is Allah.
That's right.
And you've been helping this hypocrite
Yes, sir.
lie on Allah.
That's right.
Hide Allah.
Yes, sir.
Tell the black man that this devil is his brother.
Yes, sir.
Now the only one you can call on is the same one you've been lying on.
Yes, sir.
The message say, I'm going to be the winner whether I'm living today.
Yes, sir.
You can accept it or reject it.
That's right.
It's up to you.
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah. Like they say, Allah worked in mysterious
Yes,
ways.
sir.
This thing is for real.
That's right.
They not even letting people's family members see their family while they dying.
That's right.
So the only one we going to be able to call on is Allah.
That's right.
And it's going to be a terrible thing if you ain't got a clean heart.
Yes, sir. That's right.
You calling on Allah.
That's right.
You want to have a clean heart and a clean conscience when you call on Allah. At least I know if I die, I did all I could as a Muslim.
Right.
Praise is due to Allah. All I could
Yes.
as a Muslim, follow the messenger.
Yes, sir.
I don't mind dying like that.
Yes, sir.
But what if you had on your conscience you didn't do all you could do?
That's right.
You playing games and you helping hypocrites.
Yes, sir.
You helping them hide the truth.
Right.
That's a painful chastisement, as the messenger said.
Yes, sir.
So this disease right now is getting serious for the black man. Only one we gonna be able to call on is our God.
That's right.
So we can go on even further with this disease thing. This article is called American Indians and European Diseases. It says there were an estimated 18 million Native Americans living in north of Mexico at the beginning of the European invasion. Prior to the arrival of the Europeans, American Indians were remarkably free of serious disease. So before the devil came to North America, the Indians was free of disease.
Yes, sir.
Now the messenger taught us that this was a prison for the exiled enemies of Allah. That's why the Native Americans was over here,
Yes, sir.
because they are exiled enemies of Allah,
That's right.
breaking the law of Islam.
That's right.
Even the Indian was living better than the devil,
Yes, sir.
free from disease. Wasn't no disease because he's still the original man. Free from disease until the white man came among the Indians. It says people did not often die from disease. As the European explorers and colonists began to arrive, this change and consequences were disastrous for Native American people. The death toll from the newly introduced European diseases often reached 80 to 90%. Entire groups of people vanished before the tidal wave of disease. The white man.
Yes, sir.
Whole groups of people died because of the white man's diseases. Now this devil telling you catching the disease because you ain't social distance. The devil. That's how Allah can flip it on you.
That's right.
That's how Allah can chastise you. Care what you is or who you is. Allah can chastise you for rejecting him.
That's right.
You can be an original man and you reject Allah, he can chastise you.
That's right.
No matter how wise you are, no matter what we think we are, rejecting Allah is a serious consequence.
That's right.
It says aboriginal health. It says if we were to compare the overall health of American Indians in North America with that of Europeans in the 1500s, we will find that that Indians were generally healthier. There are a number of reasons for this. First, Indians had better diets, and they were less likely to face starvation and hunger. The first Europeans to reach North America often commented on the large size of the Indians. American Indians were larger than the Europeans simply due to better diets and less starvation. Unlike the Europeans, Indian political leaders did not store their wealth but accumulated prestige by giving food to those in need. No one in an Indian village or an Indian band starved unless all did so.
Yes, sir.
He an enemy of Allah.
Yes, sir.
He still got more morality than the devil.
Yes, sir.
Still eating the right foods. Still they said one starve, we all starve.
Yes, sir.
One eat, we all eat. That's how the Native Americans was living before the devil.
Yes, sir.
But when the devil come, he destroyed 90% of a group of people.
Yes, sir.
90% of them died by following the devil.
Yeah.
It said, secondly, American Indian populations did not have many of the infectious diseases that were epidemic in Europe. It says measles, smallpox, and influenza are among the diseases which are closely associated with domesticated animals. Lacking the large domesticated animals, there were comparably few opportunities in the hemisphere for the transfer of infections from animal reserves of disease to human beings. That's another thing about the devil. Not only do he not eat the right foods, and he introduced this way of life on to people, he like pets.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
He like being around dogs.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
He like being around cows and pigs.
Yes, sir.
The white man,
Right.
the caveman. Now this devil telling you catching a disease because you ain't social distance. The devil
Yes, sir.
got you believing. Got you looking at other black people like, oh, they ain't so, we not telling you not to do it.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, the white man's the devil.
That's right.
Ain't no way this devil's supposed to tell black people we catching it because of that, and you look at him like, why you ain't catching it?
That's right.
You a walking sore. You brought disease to us. So if we ain't catching it because we ain't, why you ain't got it?
Right.
That should be the question.
Right.
If you a walking sore,
Yes, sir.
you a crafted man.
That's right.
The pig was made for you,
Yes, sir.
but you ain't got it.
Yes, sir.
We got it. You taught us how to smoke.
That's right.
You got wine distilleries that we buy wine from.
That's right.
They named the liquor after you.
Yes, sir.
Hennessy is named after the white man.
That's right.
Miller is named after the white man.
That's right.
Budweiser named after the white man. But I got it and you don't.
Yes, sir.
No. That's because the teachers of the messenger ain't rampant in the city that the black man live in.
That's right.
We don't know the teachings of the messenger.
That's right.
Because ain't no way you gonna tell no Muslim. I don't care how many people die. I don't care how worldwide it is. It's the cause of the death.
That's right.
Praise to Allah. Every person in the Middle East can die. I still think the white man made it for the black man.
right.
Care what you say, what you do, how many popular people die. It's the white man's fault.
That's right.
He made the disease to destroy the black man.
That's right.
Other than you, until you prove otherwise, that's what I'm believing.
Yes, sir.
Because the message said all diseases, from social diseases to cancer, came from the white man.
That's right.
That's what I'm going with. The message.
Yes, sir.
So we can go on even further with this devil and these dogs. This is an article. It says survey reveals that most dog owners kiss their pups more than their partners.
Oh, God.
The messenger said that the white man is a civilized monkey, like you see at the zoo.
Yes, sir.
That's what he said, straight up.
Yes, sir.
He's still practicing the cave life.
Yes, sir.
He just introduced the cave life to us.
Yes, sir.
And we practicing the cave life.
That's right.
Because this half-naked stuff, the messenger taught us, come from the cave days.
That's right.
All of this dog stuff come from the cave days.
That's right.
We live in a cave civilization.
Yes, sir.
It's just a modern cave civilization.
Right.
We got cell phones to talk around the cave.
Right.
We got cars to drive around the cave.
Yes, sir.
Oh, praise is due to Allah. But there's still a cave, and the white man is still a caveman.
That's right.
The messenger said. The messenger will have this devil on the front page of the Muhammad Speaks as a monkey. Civilized monkey crawling out the cave.
Yes, sir.
That's how the messenger used to talk about the devil.
That's right.
And that kind of language that the messenger used need to be resurrected.
That's right.
It need to be common language among the black man to say a blue-eyed devil.
That's right.
It need to be common language to say this cavey.
That's right.
Common language to call him a skunk of the planet Earth.
That's right.
Because if the Surgeon General can keep it real about the black man, why we can't keep it real about the white man?
That's right. That's right.
Talking all this big mama talk.
Yes, sir.
Talking this Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima talk.
Yes, sir.
Why we can't keep it real about this skunk?
That's right. Yes, sir.
This two-legged dog. That's what the messenger said he was, a two-legged dog.
That's right.
That's what we should call him. And this shouldn't feel disrespected. He a two-legged dog.
That's right.
He a beast.
Yes, sir.
Not only did the messenger teach us this, he showed us how the prophets called them this in the Bible. Breaking down scriptures, how they called him a beast.
Yes, sir.
How they called him a snake.
Right.
How they called him a serpent and how they called him a devil.
Right.
He even showed us how in Genesis when the snake was in the garden.
Yes, sir.
So that ain't no real thing talking about no real snake talking to no human. That's the white man.
That's right.
He a star, praise the dude. He a snake.
That's right.
He a snake in the garden.
Yes, sir.
And the messenger said this teaching give us a basic understanding of how this devil got to be removed all over the earth.
Yes, sir.
So the messenger talked about this devil.
That's right.
He always talked about the devil.
That's right.
He didn't never had nothing good to say about the devil. Even if you look at the history of the Nation of Islam. I remember I was looking at, they was talking about when Sister Clara died. It was this devil that they let come to the funeral. This devil was impressed with what he saw of the Muslims. He was talking about how Mr. Muhammad don't need no police.
Yes,
He said Mr. Muhammad got an army.
Yes, sir.
He talked about how when he walked in there, he said didn't no Muslim pay him no mind. That was something that was different for this devil when he came around Muslims.
Yes, sir.
He said when them brothers looked at him one time to recognize he in the building, after that they didn't say nothing to this devil.
Yes, sir.
They wasn't praising him and happy he here. He the devil.
That's right.
We treat him like a devil.
Yes, sir.
We treat him like a beast. We respect you.
Yes, sir.
But as soon as you get out of order, we gonna stop with all of this.
Yes,
And we gonna treat you how you treating us.
That's right.
Straight up. But we gonna yes sir, no sir. We gonna do all that. But he saw that the Nation of Islam, the messenger had an army.
Yes, sir.
The messenger didn't tell him that. He observed that when he saw the Muslims.
Yes, sir.
He said they didn't pay him no mind. He was talking about how orderly the Muslims was.
Yes, sir.
He said that when, I think it was Brother James Shabazz, he said when he told the brothers who all going to the funeral, he said he didn't have to say nothing. He didn't give no orders. He said it was like a hidden, quiet thing he said without nobody hearing, and they orderly got up, and everybody who was going to the funeral went to their cars and got in them and started lining up.
Yes, sir.
All he had to say is, who all going to the funeral? Everybody just get up and do what they supposed to be doing.
Yes, sir.
That devil was impressed.
Yes, sir.
It's like, I ain't never seen niggas act like this.
Right. Yes, sir.
So imagine that we all would have accepted the guidance of the messenger.
That's right. Yes,
The
sir.
messenger laid a foundation for us to build an independent black nation
That's right. That's
for the
right.
black man.
Yes, sir.
He said, I gave you everything you need to know to go for yourself for a nation of people.
That's right.
He totally pulled the covers off the white man.
Yes, sir.
That's why it ain't no excuse.
That's right.
Because the white man now is telling us the same history the messenger taught us in the message to the black man. Same history. The exact same thing we'll read that the messenger is saying and how to eat to live, now the devil is saying.
That's right. Yes,
But the difference between the devil and the messenger, the devil ain't telling you about a savior.
sir. Right.
The devil ain't telling you about a messenger.
Yes, sir.
He just trying to lead you away from the messenger even more. By trying to make you seem like he telling you the truth now.
Yes, sir.
So this is an article that this devil wrote talking about surveys reveals that most dog owners kiss their pups more than their partners. It says they say that the dog is man's best friend. With this in mind, it's not surprising to learn the lengths that some pet owners go to in order to prove their puppy love. Some take their furry friends on dog-friendly movie dates. Other pampers their pups with pet campers. And most believe it or not, even smooch their pooches more than their own partners. Smooch their pooch. More than just the white man.
Right. Yes, sir.
These are the same people who telling us about transgender. A white man who would rather kiss his dog than his own spouse.
Yes, sir.
This is foreign to the white man. To the black man.
Yes, sir.
We ain't like this.
That's right.
Because here in the hills of North America, they say that the black man is a ladies' man.
Yes, sir.
A woman is the black man's best friend.
Yes, sir.
You ain't telling no black man about no dog. I don't care how in the mud the black man is. You ain't telling him to kiss no dog
Right.
more than you kiss your spouse.
Yes, sir.
I remember my father. They used to do all of that American dream stuff too. So we got a dog. My daddy didn't like dogs, but he felt like, let's buy him a dog. This dog that we had, he hated that dog. He would kick at the dog. Get out of here, dog. Get off the table, dog. Keep him outside. He told us that the thing that made him get rid of the dog was when the dog ate his poop. Time to let the dog go. It ain't in the black man's nature to be all with dogs like the white man.
That's right.
But when we Christians, we don't know no different.
That's right.
We don't know nothing about the dogs and the white man in the cave, so we feel like, hey, let's get a dog. Dog is man's best friend, but in your nature,
Right.
you don't want no filthy dog in your house.
That's right.
Praise due to Allah. You ain't about to treat that dog like no family member. No. You ain't about to let the dog eat off the table and all of that. That's the white man. He do it by nature. He love the dog.
Yes, sir.
In his heart, he would rather be in the bed with his dog than he would with his partner. It says, according to recent surveys conducted by pet food company Riley's Organics, 52% of dog owners in the United States kiss their canines more than their significant others. The same percentage also admitted that they prefer sharing their bed with their pups over their partners. And a tail wagging 94% said that they consider their dogs to be their best friends. These are disease-prone devils,
Right. Yes, sir.
loving animals more than you love people, thinking that the dog is a family member. And where does this come from? The white man's days in the cave.
That's right.
It's the message.
Yes, sir.
This comes from the chapter called The Devil. The messenger says in those days, they made their homes in the caves on hillsides. There is a whole chapter devoted to them in the Holy Quran. They had it very hard, trying to save themselves from being destroyed by wild beasts, which were plentiful at that time in Europe. It says their next and best weapons were the dogs. They tamed some of these dogs to live in the caves with their families, to help protect them from the wild beasts. After a time, the dog held a high place among the family because of his fearlessness to attack the enemies of his master. Today, the dog is still loved by the white race and is given more justice than the so-called Negroes, and is called the white man's best friend. This comes from the cave days. After 2,000 years of living as a savage, Allah raised up Moses to bring the white race again into civilization, to make their places rulers, as Yaqub had intended for them. The messenger always kept it real about this devil.
That's right.
Pulled the covers off him totally.
Right.
So as a Muslim, you know why the white man or the dog is man's best friend. Because the white man is a caveman.
Right. Yes, sir.
Whenever you know or when you learn the teachings of the message and you see this devil, you just see his teachings walking. It's like the word had flesh, it say, in the Bible. When you know the teachings of the message, you see the white man, you see the message to the black man walking.
That's right.
You see this devil. Everything the messenger said about this devil, he do.
That's right.
He loved dogs.
Right.
He a beast the way he treat us. He a beast the way he eats. The messenger even break that down, how they like to have their steaks medium rare and rare.
Right. Yes, sir.
He like the blood running out of him. That's how the messenger used to talk to us about the white man. He didn't never say nothing good about the white man. The messenger even went even further in the lessons, in the supreme wisdom. This comes from lesson number 2, question number 32. It says, tell us the mental and physical power of a real devil. The messenger even started talking about this devil's brain.
Yes, sir.
The mental and physical capacity of a real devil. It says the mental power of a real devil is nothing in comparison with the original man. He only has 6 ounces of brain, while the original man has 7½ ounces of brain, which are original. The devil has 6 ounces of brain. They are grafted brain. The devil's physical power is less than 1/3 that of the original man. The devil is weak bone, weak blood, because he is grafted from the original. Therefore, his mental and physical power is much weaker than the original man. That's the message. Teaching us about this devil. He says that the mental power of the real devil is nothing in comparison with the original man.
That's right.
Talking about his grafted brain. Because to the messenger, the white man is nothing but a grafted devil.
That's right.
Yaqub's grafted devil.
That's right.
So everything the messenger told us about the white man, he was showing us our differences from the white man. We have original brain,
That's right.
which is 7 ounces of original brain. The white man has 6 ounces of brain. Or the messenger say we got 7.5 ounces of brain. The white man only got 6 ounces of brain. And it's grafted brain.
Yes, sir.
So in comparison to us, the white man is no comparison to the original man.
That's right.
He's a devil.
That's right.
So the messenger in his teachings totally pulled the covers off the white man to where we see him as he is. So if us knowing this coronavirus thing, how this devil about to tell you you just catching it because you ain't social distance? Even though we don't know what it is, so we got to take his precaution. But that don't sound right, knowing the teachings of the message. You the devil.
Right.
Why you don't got it? Why the Surgeon General ain't saying nothing special for the white man?
Right.
So y'all need to go buy y'all some pigs. Because this coronavirus is getting out of hand.
Right.
Go get you a pig. Start learning how to use the pig for your medicine.
Right.
Then I'll be feeling the Surgeon General. But to just come at the black man and tell us we supposed to not stop smoking cigarettes, no, you an imp for the white man.
That's right.
Oh, praise the due to Allah. When you look at the picture of this brother, because he dead too.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I ain't trying to come hard on the brother.
Right.
He dead too.
That's right.
Yes.
But look at how Trump smiled. He got a smirk on his face when this brother talk. Look at this fool talking to his people like that.
Right.
With this big mama talk. But let's go further with the message. Let's talk about this hog. The messenger says in Message to the Black Man, no, this isn't How to Eat to Live. The messenger says the hog or the swine, God has taught me in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. This the part the devil leave out.
Yes.
And the Dr. Sabies and all of them.
Yes, sir.
That was the purpose for all of this. So that we can see that we had a Savior.
That's right.
So that we can see that a Savior raised up a messenger. And that we can see following him would take us to the hereafter.
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes, sir.
The messenger didn't just teach us how to eat to live so we can be a special kind of nigga in America. That's how we get when we start getting knowledge. We still a nigga.
Right.
We just become a special kind of nigga. Now you know some teachers. Now you a wise nigga.
Right.
Now you know how to go to Kroger's and pick you out some good food because you a smart nigga.
Yes, sir.
But you still a nigga.
Right.
You still ain't got nothing. You still deaf, dumb, and blind, but you just a special nigga. And that's good enough for most of us. Living our life, all our life as a nigga, being a special nigga, that's a special nigga. But the messenger didn't come for that.
Right.
So it says the whole God has taught me in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, was made from the grafting of the cat and the dog. The rat is mentioned in the above quoted verse of Isaiah. And in Isaiah it says, they that sanctified themselves and purified themselves in the gardens behind one in the midst, eating swine flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, said the Lord. So the messenger even shows us in the scriptures how the scriptures talk about how the pig is made from cat, rat, and dog.
Yes, sir.
He goes on to say the white theologians knew that if they had given the names of these two animals, the cat and the dog, you would have probably not accepted the hog. But who is better knowing than Allah? He said the hog was made, Allah taught me, for medical purposes, to cure the white man's many diseases, since he had been grafted out of the black man. And he attracted germs and diseases easily that were possibly incurable. At that time, the Arab medical scientists did not have anything that would kill most or probably all of his diseases. So they made a medicine for him. That is the hog. The hog contains, Allah said to me, 999 poisonous germs.
Yes, sir.
So that's the purpose of the hog. The hog was made with 999 poisonous germs for the devil.
Right.
The same one is telling you today that you getting the disease because you ain't social distancing.
Yes, sir.
This devil, a hog had to be made for him
Right.
because they didn't have no medicine for this devil.
Yes, sir.
The messenger told us that Moses came in the caves to civilize this devil.
That's right.
He told them how to cook their food. He told them how to wear clothes. He told them how to believe in Allah. That's something when you read. Allah helped the devil. Help the devil rule us. Sent prophets to the devil.
Right.
They helped the devil rule. But now his time is up now.
That's right.
So all of the hidden teachings about the devil that's in the Bible and the Holy Quran, the messenger making that known to us.
That's right.
So that we'll stop following the devil.
Yes, sir.
Because he make it plain. But he said that the word is not enough. Word ain't enough to get the black man to just believe. It's going to have to take the chastisement of Allah.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have to be whipped into submission.
Yes, sir.
The same person who we love so much is the same person that hates us.
That's right.
The same person that we love so much wants to take as many of us to hell as he can.
That's right.
But the messenger said Allah does not want to lose not one of us.
Yes, sir.
So all this we going through is a chastisement from Allah. The messenger said not to destroy us as a people.
Yes, sir.
He's just trying to whoop us into submission to him.
Right.
Praise is due to Allah. Because we going to rule regardless.
That's right.
Allah going to get fed up after a while.
Yes, sir.
But we going to rule regardless.
Yes, sir.
The white man's time is up regardless of how much you love.
That's right.
To how much you try to hide the teachings on it. The salvation is for you and me.
Right. Yes, sir.
That's what the salvation ain't for him. So you only hurt yourself
Yes, sir.
when you try to hide the teachings of the message.
That's right.
You only hurt yourself when you reject the teachings of the messenger. Because the white man was made for hell.
That's right.
The messenger taught us.
Yes, sir.
He was made for diseases.
Yes, sir.
This messenger taught us he grafted.
Yes, sir.
So disease ain't no feeling sorry for him about the coronavirus. Do the best you can with the hog.
Right.
But diseases was not made for the black man. It was made for the devil.
Yes, sir.
So now we want to talk about how the devil now is turning the messenger's teachings on the black man. Good Morning America last week had this devil on there talking about fasting to boost your immune system. This the devil.
Yes, sir.
Taking the same teachings that the messenger was teaching us for 44 years and put it back on the black man. But this time the white man leaves out the messenger and leaves out the Savior.
Yes,
And
sir.
just tell you to fast. So you can be a healthy black man in the cave. That's all it is. You can be a healthy black man in hell. Because just eating how to eat to live ain't enough to save you.
That's right.
If you got the white man's name, if you love the devil, you practicing his religion, you could be eating healthy but still smoke cigarettes.
That's right.
You could be eating healthy but you still like wearing bibs. It's all or nothing with the message. That's why he said, take it or let it alone.
That's right.
Because it ain't nothing we can do with it. We just tell you what it is and you take it all and you leave it all alone. That's how it is with the message.
Yes, sir.
So this devil on Good Morning America come out with a book talking about fasting to boost your immune system. And the name of the book is called Life in the Fasting Land. It's the devil. But the messenger in How to Eat to Live told us about fast. He says fasting is a greater cure of our ills, both mentally and physically, than all the drugs of the earth combined into one bottle or 1 billion bottles.
Yes, sir.
Then he says, Allah God, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, has taught me that fasting with the right kind of food is the cure of our ills.
That's right.
He didn't just say fasting is a cure to our ills. He said, Allah God told me in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. Every time he told us something that would help us, he told us where he got it from.
That's right.
Because his job was to be the messenger.
Yes, sir.
His job wasn't to exalt himself or to teach other people this so you can exalt yourself. Right. The purpose of all of this was for the messenger to point at the Savior and us to point at the messenger. Yes, so that all black people in America know that this is the end of the white man's world. Yes, and we have a Savior. That's right. We have a God who gonna rule the hereafter. Yes, sir. And by him raising us from the dead, showing us how he can make us a great nation. Right. Yes, that was the purpose for this. That's right. For us to see how Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, can take a dead man. Yes, sir. And to have raised him up upright on the square. That's they right. say. Yes, upright on the square. Yes, sir. That's Master Farad Muhammad. That's right. That's what we supposed to be leading the black man to. Yes, it ain't to make myself something. Yes. All of us up here who represent the messenger in his absence, we're not here to make ourselves something. Right. Because just like with this coronavirus, I can stand up here and try to make myself something. Leave Allah out of it and make myself something. But what happens if I catch the coronavirus? I got to call on Allah now. Right. He said, you done made yourself something. Right. Why you calling on me? Right. You was acting like it was you. Now help yourself. Right. Yes, he got every right to do that. That's right. Praise due to Allah. Yes, sir, when you know you got a God, you don't want to make yourself something. Right. When you know you got a God, you know he's something. Right. You just want to be one of the ones, as they say. And that's good enough for you. Right. When you know you got a God and he going to win anyway. That's right. Whether you try to make yourself something or not, he going to win anyway. Right. So how you going to win? Yes, trying to make, just tell him this what the messenger said. That's right. How they do it? I just want to be a winner. Right. That's all I want to be. Yes, sir. So the messenger says, he says, Allah God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad has taught me that fasting with the right kind of food is the cure of our ills. He said to me that there is no cure in drugs and medicine. And this the world is now learning. We can take medicine all of our lives until it kills us. Yet we are still ailing with the same old diseases. The bad foods and drinks that we are putting into our bodies keeps us a victim to illness. So the same thing that the Surgeon General saying while he mocking the black man. The messenger was just telling us this already. Yes, sir, that's right. What ails us with illness is what we put into our bodies, the food and the drink. Yes, sir. So the messenger goes on. He says there are very few nice doctors who like to tell you that drugs are not good for you because they paid for their learning and want to keep practicing. But how to eat to live is what we want to know and how and have wanted to know all of our lives. The messenger says the fact that fasting is the cure of 90% of our ills is known by the medical scientists. But they do not teach you that. They know that tobacco, hard whiskey, and alcohol are not good for you and will shorten your life and kill you. So they always knew that. Right. This Surgeon General coming to you telling you this now is not showing that he really care about the black man. Right. They been knew that. Yes, but the white man wanting to take as many people to hell as you can, he making it seem like this is what you got to do. Telling you what the messenger had already been telling us. So we want to talk about the messenger in this hospital. We want to fast forward to this hospital and show you all the hell that the messenger called to teach us the right way, and we rejected him. This comes from the June 2nd, 1972 Muhammad Speaks. And this is called the grand opening of our new temple. Then on the back, the messenger says the aim and purposes of Muhammad, a hospital for our sick. Help this great man to help us all. Help him to build this badly needed hospital. Yes, this the message. Right. For 44 years, he tried to build a hospital for the black man. That's right. What Dr. Sabi and this devil woman tried to build for you? This was when it wasn't popular to try to build no hospital for the black man. It wasn't popular to teach the black man how to eat to live. People didn't know that it was economical to teach black people how to eat to live. They didn't believe that black people wanted the truth. But after they found out black people want the truth and now we can market this stuff to them, not everybody want to talk about fast. But the messenger was doing it when it wasn't popular. Let's talk about how popular it was. In 1960, since we run out of time, let's just give an overview. In 1960, the messenger had already bought a 5-acre plot of land to build a hospital, a mosque, and a school. Guess who opposed the messenger? These Christians. Love the devil.
Right.
This area was first lived in by the white man.
Yes, sir.
The city council, when the white man lived, they was trying to build a park. The devils didn't want no park. The white man ain't got time for a lot of foolishness like us. He would rather have a school or a hospital or something like that. So they didn't want the park. So I believe in 1958 or 56, they had the ordinance passed again. The white man still refused. But in 1958, when it started to be overpopulated with black people, and the city ordinance passed the bill, the black man wanted a park. So even though the messenger had bought this land, showed him the proposal that I want to build a hospital, a mosque, and a school, they bought the land back from the messenger to build a park. And the city council rezoned it for a park. That's the messenger.
Yes, sir.
All that he did just to give us the truth.
That's right.
A park. Now look at Chicago now.
Yes.
Chicago, one of them cities that's high with this coronavirus.
Right.
Right.
Now we at the mercy of the devil.
Yes, sir.
Loving the devil. Loving the caveman.
Right.
Loving a man who used disease as a weapon.
Yes, sir.
Now we at his mercy. Now we got to believe what this devil say. So now if the devil say wear a mask, we got to wear a mask.
Right.
If the devil say wear a glove, wear a glove. Yo, man, you like this devil spreading this disease. We at his mercy.
Right.
Yes.
What we gonna do? The last thing a Muslim want to do is be at the mercy of the devil.
Yes.
Be up there in the hospital begging this devil to help you.
Yes.
So if he say put on the mask, we got to put on the mask.
Yes, sir.
Man said the righteous will suffer right along with the wicked.
Yes, sir.
But we still, if we ever get it, we calling on Allah.
That's right.
Praise due to Allah. The same way we been calling on Allah. Ain't nothing gonna change.
Yes.
We gonna call on Allah the same way. Oh, help me Allah. In the hands of this devil. And we gonna believe in Allah just like other Muslims who was in the hands of the devil. We ain't the first people who been all caught up with the devil. The messenger taught us about the Holy Quran. Told us about previous history of the Muslims. They always was in the hands of the enemy. And when they got in the hands of the enemy, they called on Allah.
That's right.
So all we got to do now is call on Allah because we is in the devil's hands.
Yes.
So we're not telling no people not to do what the devil telling you to do. We don't want nobody to think that we saying don't wear your mask. Don't wear your gloves. Don't stay in the house. But the white man is the devil.
That's
That's
right.
right.
This disease come from him like all other diseases come from him.
Yes, sir.
He giving it to you just like he gave all other diseases to you. Now they can come up with what they want to come up with. We're going to stick to what the messenger said.
That's right.
Right.
Well, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Enjoying the show? Help keep us on the air. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033 to make a donation.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, sole Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. The alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves, and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.
Watch us on YouTube. Search Muhammad's Temple of Islam through your YouTube app, on your phone, smart TV, or your computer. Be sure to subscribe to Muhammad's Temple of Islam when you watch us on YouTube.